Hello, guys and gals. Me, Mudahar. Welcome back to another episode of the Some Ordinary Podcast. You got me, your co-host, Nux Taku, Oompavilles, currently swamped with work. Maybe you might join in or not. And we've got Hassan Piker as a guest.
Yeah, Hassan, he's going to give us his riveting commentary for a lot of the topics we're going to be discussing. It's going to be amazing. What do you think, Hassan?
Brilliant assessment of the situation.
Honestly, I feel like you've transformed the entire experience right now.
And we actually have to change our guest right now on the fly. We had Hassan Piker on the podcast, but now we've got Atozy, who's coming in here with how's it going, man?
How you guys doing?
We're doing good. We started the podcast. We were talking to Hassan for a while because
that was brilliant.
Dude, that was like an on-the-fly intro. That was amazing.
Oh man, you know, as much as it is, I will say, like, he's a friend. All right, I don't want people to think I'm like a fucking mega hater or something.
Oh, it's too late. The subreddit's gonna kill you.
They don't watch more than 20 seconds of context, so it's fine. But anyways, how's it going, man? How's it going, Atozy?
How's it good? What about you guys?
It's going good. I noticed your setup's looking a little different. Did you move?
I moved the desk around.
Oh, well,
it's a whole new world, baby.
I won't lie, that changes up everything sometimes too. So,
it definitely does.
But how's it going? I noticed last time you were talking about launching your mat company, and now you actually did launch your mat company. So, can we get a little
It's out.
Of that?
It's out. No, it's fun. So far so good, man. I'm really stoked about it.
Dude, can I just say, my favorite thing is YouTuber that makes good money through YouTube that also is doing something else as like a full-time job aside from YouTube. That is my new favorite YouTuber. Can
I just say how annoying it is to start a company? Like, goddamn, do I?
Oh my god, it's awful.
Bro, I love Reddit so much. Like, you could start your company in the most logical, best way possible, okay? And somehow you will always garner controversy, dude. We launched our like skincare stuff ourselves, and it was like controversy hill. Because they were just like, are you guys white labeling? I'm like, dude, we went through every possible step to do this all ourselves. 2 years of work, by the way. Finding dudes.
The saddest thing is, it's so easy to make an accusation, you know? It's the easiest thing in the world. And everyone wants to believe it, right?
Dude, are you kidding? Right now, Toronto is like gripping itself, dude. Drake has been hit with the pedo allegations like crazy. You know what's insane? Like, I don't usually have. I'm no Anthony Fontana, so I can't like talk about rap beefs and shit. But I feel like because I gotta say, like, an hour drive back home from my buddies to my house, I had to listen to like all of the Kendrick Drake stuff because that was all Spotify was feeding me. It's like, here's just assault. I had to be in the middle of like a rap beef in my car as I'm driving home. And it's just like, you get to lines where it's like Drake is defending himself and it's like, apparently I'm just too famous to do anything. I'm like, bro.
Oh my god, I saw that.
Like, bro.
Dude, oh god. Allow me to introduce you to Jeffrey Epstein. Famous man.
Right there.
Dude, he was my favorite little character there so far. And then like the thumbnail, like I had to go on YouTube because I saw this image being shared around of Drake's house with like the sexual predator
marks,
pins. The pedo pins.
Oh no.
And I was like, there's no way that's and I'm like, it's fucking real, dude. These guys do not care about any allegation whatsoever.
Wild.
Yeah.
No, but for me, my favorite thing in that beef was Kendrick accused him of having a daughter that he's hiding and also being a pedophile. And Drake's response was, where's that daughter that I've been hiding? It's like, wait, dude, like priorities.
Yeah, you're kind of addressing the wrong thing. No, it's wild over there. But how have things been going for you aside from the Mac company, my man? What have you been up to?
Just making videos, honestly. That's really hanging out with family, getting Matt City up off the ground, and that's really it. Dude, the life of a YouTuber.
Well, I haven't seen much of any like YouTube stuff. What is like the most recent fun shit that you've covered? I feel like we should have that talk. What is the most recent fun shit we've looked at this week? Because I've got one juicy thing for you.
Did you see the quadriplegic man?
The what? Sorry?
No, I didn't see the quadriplegic man. What?
Okay, there's a quadriplegic YouTuber who has an assault charge right now because he accidentally hit his wheelchair into a police officer. So he was arrested for assaulting a police officer. And like, this guy looks it doesn't look like he can harm someone seriously. Like, he looks very nerfed, to put it lightly.
Wow.
Just say he looks like Ricky.
That's gotta
just
be
say
the newest N-word. What the hell is that? Call disabled people nerfed.
But like, there's just like, I don't know. I can't really see any way this guy's actually doing damage here. So I'm like really confused by this charge. I haven't made the video yet. This is what I'm like. I had it in front of me to make it today. But that is definitely the
what
most
police
laughably
department is
stupid thing.
this? Because I feel like I want to laugh at this shit. Oh, it's of course it's Miami.
Well, I have the best Florida man story of the week. I don't know if any of you have heard of this, but local Florida man Charles Xavier White is suing the United States government. Yeah.
Oh, right.
That's a pretty huge event. Like, this is a headline you'll see on the billboards: Florida man sues U.S. immigration. You know, but like it's actually it's actually happening.
I haven't watched his video on it. I know you hit me up about it, Atozy, a day or two ago.
Yeah.
And I don't really. I know it has to do with his like Apex Legends team.
So I can give you the rundown. Basically, Charlie started an esports team, Moist Esports, which, by the way, he makes zero money from. I think he just loses money on the esports team because not exactly the greatest business venture anyone could do. But anyway, Charlie loves it. He put his heart, soul, passion, and boner into this project. Okay, he's really taking it off the ground, and he does his best to give his people a shot at succeeding. 3 of the gamers are Australian, and he cannot get them in America. They need to compete for the Apex Legends tournament in America, and the U.S. immigration just kept denying requests, taking 3 weeks to respond in between, not giving a reason why they were denied every single time, but just kept denying them. And not only can Charlie not figure out exactly which government agent is handling his case, also he's not getting a reason why this is happening. Also, he got, I think, the CEO of EA to write a specific letter to U.S. immigration saying that they are actually gamers, like pro gamers, and need to play in this thing. And U.S. immigration hit him with the, "I don't believe you are the CEO of EA" response. I don't believe these are actual gamers.
They didn't verify the letterhead and the address or something?
So, local Florida man, Charles, was pissed, was very unhappy. He's made 3 videos of this over the course of the time. The recent situation was he ended up firing, in air quotes, his entire Australian Apex Legends roster so that they could get in individual on travel visas instead of through this esports organization. He flew them into Canada to drive them down to America. And guess what? 2 of them were rejected at the border. Only 1 of the 3 was allowed in. The other 2 had to fly back to Lisbeth, I think, to get an in-person interview with the government, immigration office to get B1 visas, and then had to go back to America to compete as not Moist Esports in the Apex Legends tournament. So he's suing U.S. immigration. Not for damages, because you can never get damages for U.S. immigration.
I'm sure he'll settle with them. I'm sure he'll settle.
But he's suing them at least to get the case, to get it overturned for the future. But this is a nightmare.
That's got to be the most insane. I've never had an issue with U.S. customs coming in and out of the country, but again, I even for work or whatever, it's just such a. I only watched one of his videos, the very first one, where he's talking about
your name isn't Moist Esports.
That's the thing. It's but even then, it's dude, I feel like you could have had a different. It's such a weird thing. It's what companies what do you? If some girl's got a film for Dog Fart Studios, do they have an issue coming in for immigrations or something? It can't be that goddamn. I feel like the name meme, it makes sense, but it can't be that bad. There's tons of other names.
So I have a theory
in the country.
I have a theory.
Yeah,
the lady in U.S. immigration that was working on their case specifically was actually parking lot raid boss Karen that Charlie made fun of in a video 2 years ago, and is taking a personal vendetta against him by not allowing his esports org into the country. What do you think?
I mean, hey, look, anything is fucking possible in the United States government. I think there's a thing where it's I feel like he might have gotten the one caseworker that's representing or helping the team that's going up against his team, and he's like, I got money on these guys. That shit.
Dude,
What if I can
I made that joke too in the video.
Wait a minute. That makes more. I feel like that could be. I feel like that could be a thing. I feel like that might be a situation where it plays at. But it's such a weird thing that like they have to go through, and they've been. I know Charlie's legal stuff. Like if I ever need help in like the U.S., I always like go kind of to Charlie. I'm like, I want you to help me hook up with like representation. In the United States, so I know his legal team's good. I know that they really do things by the book.
Dude, they help. They help me so much. I'm telling you, they helped me so much with. I had this whole issue with YouTube paying me. YouTube was refusing to pay me. Whatever, you remember the story. Yeah. But they refused to pay me like hundreds of thousands of dollars, and and it was literally
was it an MCN or YouTube themselves?
It was YouTube themselves.
Wow.
So the story was. I originally monetized my channel when I was in Israel, okay? So I opened up an Israeli bank account because you're only allowed to have a bank account in the same country that you monetize your channel. This is a stupid rule, but it's a rule. So I monetized the channel in Israel. I didn't live in Israel. So I was, and I couldn't find a way to actually divert the YouTube paying systems to Canada or to America. I have bank accounts in Canada, bank accounts in America, and they weren't willing to pay to any of them. Anyway, the Israeli government froze the bank account because the hell, all this money is coming in for this Nux Taku. We don't know this man at all. So they froze the bank account there. So YouTube said either give us a different Israeli bank account or we're just going to hold on to the funds indefinitely. And that's when Charlie kind of stepped in and he was able to convince YouTube to say, oh, hey, he's actually Canadian. And now they're paying me in Canada.
Wow.
But he literally saved my ass.
That's a massive nightmare.
Dude, I mean, I guess dealing with like anything Google related is a fucking nightmare in of itself. Like, even it's funny because like sometimes like I'll have like a thing that pops up on YouTube, like on the studio, and I'm like, I'll message my like SPM. I'm like, yeah, what's that about? And he's like, yeah, let me hit up with the engineering team. Funniest response I got back was the engineering team's like, yeah, we actually don't know either. I'm like, wait, what the? How do you not know what program?
Dude, I still get emails like all the time. It's like. Yeah. You get an email from YouTube saying, hey, have you considered using thumbnails on your videos to get more views? I'm like, bro, I've been a YouTuber for like 10 years. Why are you asking me this? It's like, your priorities could have been somewhere else.
YouTube's doing like the dipshit check on you. It's like, wait a minute.
Yeah, right? I was talking to my YouTube contact the other, you know him. I was talking to him the other day, and he said like so about actually important things like copyright things. And there was a friend of mine's channel basically was terminated by copyright falsely, and he helped get it back. So anyway, and then he says, and I'm just gonna say this because YouTube told me to tell you. Listen, I'm just doing my job here. If you upload your videos in different languages, you can hit different audiences. Okay, box checked. It's like, okay.
Okay.
Like, thank you. Yeah.
Well, shit.
Damn.
Well, I have a fun story. What if I told you guys that the United States government today, alongside every like federal agency across the world, set up a fucking countdown pre-order timing to dock somebody?
What?
You guys know about that?
Have they released it yet?
Yeah. So this cyber warfare group, the cybercrime group, Lockbit, right? They were releasing like in their ransomware on like every fucking person possible. So they fucked up because they stopped. They usually went after like big companies or whatever, right? Like financial targets. But then they started hitting the government institutions, schools, which also belong to the government, and children's hospitals, right? So all of a sudden, like the government's like getting this massive hard on for them. So February, they ended up taking down some of their sites. They came back. It became a giant tug of war. Today, the whole thing is basically taken down. And yesterday, the United Kingdom put out this like release. It's like in 24 hours, we're going to be revealing the personal identity of the person behind it.
Oh,
basically unmasking Bin Laden in the digital sphere.
That's crazy.
So, today, they release it like a movie trailer, like they show his image slowly unmosaicing.
Oh no.
It's just him. And like, so the group is like, the FBI is actually fucking wrong. They doxed the wrong person, and now he's going to be paying for my sins or something. So nobody really knows if the FBI wasn't around. I have more belief that the feds wouldn't just give out somebody's information.
Dox someone by accident.
Yeah, because I'm sure there's like a fucking legal implication of doing that, like just giving somebody's info out there. But yeah, they ended up publicizing like the government literally doxed a criminal, or an alleged criminal, by the way. But for some reason, they made it out like it was some fucking massive, like they were unmasking like some crazy terrorist or some shit. You know what I mean? It's like, this is a fucking criminal, and they like went nuts exposing this fucking guy.
They're posting it like they were hyping up a kick stream.
Dude, 100%, dude. Yo, speaking of kick streams, though. Okay, so the guy was this Russian dude, and if you look at what he looks like, it's literally Vitaly. Like, it's in cybersecurity Vitaly. Like, I believe that Vitaly exists.
Have you seen what Vitaly's been up to the last 3 months?
Bro, I am blown away by what he's doing next. Have you seen what Vitaly has uploaded?
No.
Okay, so this is just from 48 hours ago, okay? 48 hours ago. This is fresh. Okay, this is fresh as.
Oh.
I'm gonna describe the video to you right now, okay? And then I'm gonna show you the video because I know you're not gonna fucking believe me.
Oh.
Okay.
Please tell me you didn't do this on Kick.
Oh, he did. Oh, he did it. Oh,
come
he did
on,
it on
man.
Kick.
Some of us are trying to make an honest living.
Oh, he did it on Kick. Okay, so Vitaly and another very popular rapper go together to confront a file.
Oh.
Vitaly shaves the file's hair.
Oh.
And as the file is running away, Vitaly brings out a flashbang, a flash grenade, a stun device.
No.
As someone would say.
Bro thinks he's Batman.
He proceeds to throw the flashbang at the file as he's running away. You see the flashbang go off. I know you don't believe it.
He actually did that.
Well, wait, you know everything else that happened as well, right? Where the guy knocked unconscious as well.
Last I heard about Vitaly, he assaulted some random jogging lady.
And then you had his previous streams with like Lil Pump just a few days earlier where they like graffitied a guy's face as well. Mm-hmm. And did you see his border patrol antics?
I've not seen that. That I've not seen. Hold on.
He went down to like the U.S.-Mexico border and was like trying to stop illegal immigrants.
So he's really becoming a hero. He's really out here.
Bro.
Okay, this is Vitaly. Okay, this is the greatest import. You know, there's a term that they talk about with immigration called the brain drain. We won it with the Russians. We got the best Russian on this side of the fucking pond. Watch this clip.
Yo, my boy, what's up? What's up, my boy? Come here. Come here. Yo, come here. Come here. Come here. Come here, Ricky. Weird ass boy. Come here. Yo, come here. I want to talk to you. Guys, back away. Sorry, walk away. Move. Go right here. What's up?
Trying to meet the 15-year-old? You want to meet the 15-year-old? You want some 15-year-old?
Why you want to meet a 15-year-old boy for sex, bro?
No.
Are you a or what?
No. Good person.
You're a good person?
Boy. Yeah.
You're going to jail,
boy.
You're going to jail.
So you see, I don't know if this is going to be real or fake. Like, this is so wild, you know?
Like, especially because we had predator poachers on the podcast, and they like told us how it's done. I watched a couple of their videos and stuff after the fact. They had police on the scene. They like basically lulled the guy into a sense of security until he admitted it. Like, this is never gonna get this guy arrested.
You know, we can't even talk about this on YouTube. We can't even show this footage, I realize, because it doesn't have police present.
Oh, that's right. That's right. It violates.
We can only watch it for ourselves.
Turn around.
You're a good jail, bro.
Hey,
Really?
no,
Yeah,
yeah.
I didn't know that.
Well, if there's no cops, I don't know if there's any LAPD office. Is this California?
Come here to give you a haircut. You want to go to jail?
What is he doing?
Dude, it's
What happened?
insane.
No, my God. What is even going on here, man?
Why?
You want to meet a 15-year-old boy? We're going to make an example out of you, bro. 15-year-old boy, you're a rapist, bro. That's what you are, bro.
He sounds like a frat boy, but he still can't get rid of the Russian accent. It's so wild. It's a literal meme character. He's a GTA character, dude.
Turn around. Hands against the
And there
wall.
he is. He's bringing out the
You ready?
Fucking
flashbang.
wall.
No.
Close your ears, guys.
No.
What the hell is this? It's the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Dude. I'm telling you, and it just doesn't stop. There's a guy that died, literally, like, or not died. He got like.
Wait, did he
severely
actually
injured.
die? Like,
No, he didn't die. Sorry, I
it
got
looked
fucked
like
up.
it though. Like that looked horrific.
Yeah, like this. So we can't show this clip, but like, this man is like laying on the ground, Knox. So what happened was like he was confronting a pedo, and some guy in the audience that wasn't related to Vitaly came in, smacked the guy so hard in the face he fell down to the fucking ground, and it just became like, dude,
hit his head, started bleeding out.
God, dude. And then I play something DMCA on Kick, and then they message me. It's like, oh hey, can you please not show DMCA footage? And I'm just like, oh sure, no problem.
Yeah, and then like,
and then you have this guy throwing flashbangs at people that he,
dude, that's why like I shouldn't say I love Vitaly. Vitaly is a piece of shit. Okay, let's not forget Vitaly beat the fucking shit out of a jogger.
I remember that. Yeah.
Let's not forget Vitaly was a fucking absolute pile of shit. But Vitaly is one of those guys where it's like I don't know what his brain is capable of. Like, I feel like his brain needs to be assessed after he's, like, long gone. Like, how does he... I feel like he just doesn't have... Like, I feel like it's a Grand Theft Auto character that just escaped into the real world, you know? Like, he's an actual civilian NPC meme character from that game. I don't believe it... Like, I don't know if you can ever turn off the content brain that he has. Because this guy is insane. Like, Vitaly's been a famous YouTuber. He's been a famous YouTuber for, well, he's been huge back in the day.
Over a decade.
Yeah. And, you know, he might have had a period where he went off YouTube and did Vitaly Uncensored, but he was still pretty decently sized on that to the point where he was making good money. And then, of course, like, he's back on Kick, and I assume with, like, the multi-million-dollar crazy deals. And now he's just throwing flashbangs and shit. The stuff that I think you can get arrested and, like, deported. Like, this is the weird shit about his content. You know, if you ask me, it's like, let's do pedo hunting content. And then, like, we all would sit at a round table and be like, can we throw a flashbang at him? And obviously the answer would be like, oh, I'm sure we got to confirm with, like, legal or something. That would be crazy. Vitaly just does it. Like, I don't think he has a legal. I don't think he gives a...
I take it back. Nothing but respect, Vitaly. Absolute like, king shit.
Like, literally, it's like, I feel like if he even has a team, they find out about this after all of us, you know? Like, they're just like, fuck it, he's doing his crazy shit. He's memeing around, doing whatever he can, and that's pretty much it.
As long as Vitaly keeps going after files instead of random joggers, I mean, this is a win, you know?
Yeah, ultimately, it is a win. Like, he's going after, you know, the like, harmful in society.
Like, ideally, get them arrested, but, like, if you have to assault somebody, might as well be.
I don't condone assault. I think all assault is bad.
But if you have to, though. Like, he has to.
Yeah, Vitaly will literally die if he can't produce content. You are right. Vitaly is literally content design. But yeah, Atozy, you were saying Border Patrol streams? What was that about? What was
he was doing something on the border where he was catching illegal immigrants and or making content with them. This was a month or two back. It was on my tracker, but I ended up never covering it.
You were like, "Fuck, I don't know if I want to engage with the."
No, I don't know. I mean, like, I don't know if you've noticed it recently, but there's just been so much insane stuff happening this year that I just don't have enough time to cover everything.
Yeah, I feel like there are so many things that are like, oh hell yeah, this would be a great video, but there are so many of those.
Yeah, and that's a blessing actually. But like, yeah.
Oh, it just means you get to come back to it like 6 months later. It's like.
That's true.
I mean, and sometimes you always have the gifts that just keep on giving. Like, ever since you told me about that fucking I was talking about her psychic abilities in, like, courtrooms.
The TikTok psychic?
I
think she's officially lost now, the case.
Yeah.
But I think she's also trying to, like, have it appealed.
All right.
Good
luck.
How do you appeal that, though? Like... Listen, she's got a loser appeal case. There's one case that I feel so bad that they're gonna lose. Have you guys seen what happened to the Internet Archive, the Wayback Machine? A tool that me and Atozy and Knox all use.
Sure. Wait, what happened?
So they did this thing during COVID where they had a digital library. And so like the way a digital library works is if you have 50 copies of a book, you can only digitally lend 50 copies, right? So some brainiac dipshit of the Internet Archive was like, let's just take those limits off. Let's just let people lend as much as they need to. Now, the Internet Archive thought they were doing a noble thing. The U.S. government, the judges, they thought they were doing this thing known as piracy.
Piracy, yeah.
So DMCA busting, and now they've gotten themselves such a massive lawsuit from like all the big book publishing companies that are like all, oh yeah,
piracy is so based.
Even if they f***ed up, like, legally, it's not a law that I agree with. But, like, because they're one of the largest organizations and they keep filing bump appeals, and if they lose these appeals, they may have to end up losing so much money that they may shuttering down, causing us to lose a fucking chunk of history on the world, because they don't do this thing where they like separate their business enterprises. It's all under one enterprise. So like, it's not as if like their library division loses, the other ones are safe. No, they're all part of one umbrella company. They can all be liable. So they basically themselves completely in that department, which is
they're operating out of a Cash App account.
Do you honestly, it might as well be that. Like, I've seen crypto bros operate in much more smarter ways, which is really fucking saying something.
Have you seen the new the TikTok dental trend?
What's the TikTok dental trend?
Oh, dude, there's something called veneer TikTok, right?
Okay.
And it's like the scammiest scam crap I've ever seen in a long time, especially like broadly advertised this blatantly. So you know those people who are getting arrested now because the U.S. government really started cracking down on them in the past year. The people doing like the at-home BBL, like doing people's BBLs in a motel and stuff like that.
Brazilian
right?
butt lifts?
Yes. So a bunch of these people are getting arrested, right, for like straight up doing BBLs in like a Motel 6, and that's been coming up in the news a little bit more and more, but. That's like one side of it, right? So the next side is the at-home veneer text.
Okay.
It is crazy because there's people who are literally like they don't have any dental degree and they're just shaving away people's teeth and putting in veneers at home.
People
or
are
like
so
in
stupid.
like a random office suite that wouldn't be a like zone for like medical at all. And they're advertising this on TikTok.
Dude, I felt like the look maxing was just the beginning.
Oh, it is so bad, dude. There's reports of people like who've like rotted out all their teeth and like they've lost all their teeth because they did these
Asmongold cosplay
procedures with these TikTokers. And then to make things even worse, the same TikTokers who are like selling these services, right? They're also selling a course on how to become a veneer tech.
Bro, I'm making a video on this. I'm sorry. I'm making a video on the background surgeons. Holy
oh yeah, dude. No, it's insane. I'm actually dropping mine on it today. But that's like the most wildest story that I can think of right now.
That's insane. That's insane.
So yeah, they're putting in like these veneers on like rotting teeth because they don't have a dental degree. And then people's like teeth are falling out and then they have to redo it. So there was this one lady who was quoted $21,000 to redo her teeth after she paid like $7,000 to like a fake dentist calling themselves a veneer tech. They call themselves veneer techs, by the way, and a veneer tech apparently isn't even a legal term for anything within dentistry.
Well, obviously, because they're not dentists. They have to make up the position for themselves because it's not a position that exists.
And they're selling their dental courses literally how, like, have you seen those, like, sports bettors who are, like, selling these courses on how to always pick a winning team and shit?
Yeah.
That's how they're shilling their dental course, which is a 2-day course, mimosas included, $5,000.
Every wine mom can go out for a oh no, dude!
Dude, I'm telling you, this is such a nightmare. How gullible are people?
Where the is the federal government here? What the fuck?
I mean, technically, they're not doing anything illegal, right? If you want to shave off your own teeth, you can do it. What do you mean?
No, it's very illegal. Bro,
it's extremely illegal.
Dude, it's like a licensed career path to go down. What the fuck?
No, it's not. It's not. They're veneer techs. They've invented this career path.
Yeah, I guess being a veneer tech, sure, but
veneer techs are a new thing, okay? No one says you can't be a veneer tech.
I think I want to die inside. Like, I literally, like, I feel like I want to actually die. Like, that's so...
And then, one of them's operating their business out of their Cash App. That's how I thought of it again right now.
Oh, hell yeah.
Because so there was this one lady who showed up to an appointment, right? And then found out, like, it wasn't, like she realized, wait, this isn't at a dentist's. Like, this is, like, at a normal,
did they actually think
space.
It was a dentist?
I guess. I'm not sure.
So they're retarded.
And then they show up, it's locked, and then they're messaging with this person on Instagram, right? And the person on Instagram's like, so this person like flew out from Dallas to Atlanta. This is all happening in Atlanta.
Okay.
And They were like, the door's locked. What's going on? And the person hits them back, like, as the meeting's supposed to start, or the appointment's supposed to start. Sorry, someone stole all my equipment. I'm gonna have to Cash App you back for everything.
What?
So yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
I literally cannot wait to cover this. This is such an exciting rabbit hole for me. You know what reminds me? You know what I thought was the most illegal shit on TikTok so far?
The stealing toilets.
Human trafficking.
Okay, no, that's pretty bad.
Yeah.
No, that's worse.
So there was like literally advertisements, still exist by the way on TikTok, even Facebook, of like immigration into the U.S. easy. You know? I kind of wanted to quote tweet that with like Charlie's issue with the U.S. government. Like, it's cool, bro. Just go to TikTok. Like, there are straight up guides and like literal like coyotes that help people like illegally enter the United States from like other countries, whether it be Canada or Mexico, and it's all blatantly just advertised on TikTok and Facebook ads as well too. Like, it's really actually it's actually very common in like Indian like Facebook as well too. Like, there's entire groups that just openly will tell you like how to hustle and cheat the Canadian PR system. I'm like, that's fucking brilliant. That's always good to see. So I thought that was the most illegal trend, you know, like the fucking human like coyote like openly traffic, by the way, like openly bring you over. I did not expect veneer tech. Maybe that's why
I also didn't know the wait time from India is like 11 years to get into the U.S. I recently was talking to an Indian friend of mine who's apparently like, yeah, it takes 11 years for me to go to the U.S.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's insane. I didn't know that.
Well, the reason why it takes so long is because every dickbag that tries to leave the country breaks the rules so hard that it makes everyone here who's Indian look really bad, which is why I sound really irritated about it too. Like, I've had Indian guys who are like, oh wow, you want to close the door on the way in? I'm like, you asshole, I've been here since I was like, what, half a year old? All right, trust me, I'm about as Indian as the guy from Short Circuit, okay? All right, that's as close to Indian as I'm getting out of here. So like, the problem is, it's like, the reason why the wait list is so long is like, so we all know what like a student visa is obviously in our countries.
Yep.
Yeah.
So in Canada, what'll happen is like we have like universities like the University of Toronto, Ryerson, which are like, I guess your Ivy League equivalents. Like, they're big universities, but they all have these international like courses that like they charge the out of like foreign nationals like in crazy amounts of money, more than we ever would be, and it's an expensive program. So you got farmer Vishnu from back home sending his kid over for an Ivy League education at Canada's MIT, and the immigrations department is asking a question like, how is, you know, a date farmer from back home able to pay this? No, they just let him come over, and then when they come over here, they skip out on the allotted time, and then it becomes a whole situation of like living in the country enough to get like a PR in some way. So yeah, I don't know what it's like in the US, but it can be really bad over here, and the government is just recently starting to crack down on it. But it's just one of those things that like, it's one of the reasons why I hate using like Twitter a lot too, because it's like, Twitter is like extreme hate 4chan now, you know, like 4chan didn't even hate Indians this much.
And like random death.
Nah, Twitter.
Like, I swear, I have to mark like I don't want to see this content on Twitter like every single day.
Oh, dude, 100%. It's like, and it's insane because it's like, you come across people where it's like, even back in the days of like the old chans, we were like, all right, somebody's just memeing around, whatever. But it's like, genuinely, you come across like, I saw like a video of like Hitler floating around. It's like, why don't you see this anymore? Like, what the
bruh.
There was one really like wild thing that I read, and I don't even think it was like on Twitter. I just like, it showed up in like my Reddit feed or something. It's like somebody who like discovered who Hitler was, and like they read they were like, they found out Hitler was a pedophile, and it was like, oh, he's really bad now. And I'm like, really? That was the thing that made him bad for you? All the other stuff, no, that was cool. That was fine. That was questionable at best. It wasn't until he got, like, he was like genuinely surprised that Hitler was a pedophile.
Like, what?
No, wait, whoa.
I mean, I thought he had upstanding morals and ethics.
Right? It's like you go to like one of those like narco like Reddits or whatever where they talk about like drug lords, and it's like, I can't believe El Chapo diddled children. I'm like, you can't believe the guy that kills thousands of people would do better? Really?
Yeah,
that's the shocker.
It's like there's always that one thing that's just like pushes people over the edge to like realize he's a bad guy, and then it's like, oh my god, maybe he's not a good guy after all. Holy
yeah,
crap.
maybe he's not our guy. Yeah, what about the other shit?
Wait,
Yeah,
Saddam
that was-
Hussein hurt dogs? He did animal abuse? That's crazy.
Dude, Saddam Hussein is like my fucking fun. Like, he's like, the funniest story that I remember back in the day with Saddam Hussein is like this one. I believe, I don't want to say out of pocket, but it was just like one, I guess, alleged far-right newspaper. You guys remember back when Saddam was accused of buying like 4,000 PlayStations to build like a nuclear supercomputer?
What?
No, I do not remember that.
Okay, so back
That
when
was like a Hard Drive Mag article.
No, it was not a hard drive mag. So it was like one of those like Patriot like pages, you know what I mean? It's like America First, all that shit or whatever.
Yeah.
Not America First. It's like
America.
But so anyways, this page. So when the PS2 was coming out, there was like crazy claims from like all the companies who were like, "Oh, you could render Toy Story like CGI on this one system," which is bullshit. But anyways, PlayStation 2 releases, and in this magazine writes this crazy fucking story about how like Saddam was buying 4,000 PlayStation 2 units to jerry-rig together into a supercomputer, and like 17 of those PS2s could be used to pilot a UAV, and then like can be used to discover like nuclear like fucking plans or some shit. I'm like, bro, the fucking most insane. That was my favorite like Saddam story, and then of course everything after I learned about him, like it still pales in comparison to like, you know, what the fuck I read there, but. Yeah,
People are just hiding, like, you know, like the whole like the meme of Sudan in his I don't know, in his tomb or whatever, and it's like people are just hiding that into random images today.
Yeah, 100%. The diagram is like his gamer corner in the bottom. Yeah. No, see, like my thing with like my favorite like fucking just thing right now, and I can't get it out of my head, is like, I cannot believe veneer TikTok exists, dude. Like,
I thought you were going.
Bad.
There's another trend that's been going on TikTok. This is what I thought you were going to be talking about. It's like where you have women go to other women and being like, if you could be trapped in the woods with only a bear or with only a man, who would you pick? And the other woman goes, the bear, obviously. And then they come up with some reason why it's better to be trapped in the woods with a bear than a man. What, you didn't hear this? Atozy, you must have heard about
mauled
this.
to death. I've seen some of them. Yeah,
like this is a whole trend now on TikTok.
I knew about
and like that
man
people,
versus
like,
bear. I just didn't know about that specific.
No,
That's crazy.
It's the very cursed version, and then they'll say, "And why is that your answer?" And then her response would be like, "Well, you see, it's because if I do survive the encounter with the bear, people will believe me. But if I survive the encounter with the man, no one will believe me."
What?
It's like, what is going on? It's like
No,
I can't believe you haven't seen this. It's
yeah.
everywhere.
I feel like if you survive an encounter with a fucking bear, I'm not gonna believe you just because like it's a fucking bear, you know? Like it'll kill you.
What this revealed is like people who live in cities just have no idea how dangerous bears actually are.
Dude,
Yeah, that's not what it reveals, okay? It reveals that people are crazy. Like, you think that every man is as dangerous as a bear.
so what do they think? Bears are like just these cute fucking critters that
No,
like,
they'd
just
rather
don't
get
attack?
mauled and killed by bears than be in the forest alone with a man, because obviously his primal instincts will kick in and shit will happen.
Well, I mean, men are
That's-
clearly just dangerous, you know,
Yeah.
creatures. Like, let's
Yeah.
not fuck around here.
Yeah.
That is
There's
so.
towns in Norway where it's illegal to leave the town without a rifle because of polar bears.
Damn.
Really?
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's called a Longyearbyen. It's
That's,
illegal to leave the town without a rifle.
that's fucking crazy.
Dude, I don't know. I was in New Hampshire,
Because
and
polar bears don't mess around.
I was in New Hampshire. I was on a bus. I was like on a tour bus. We were going looking for mooses. It was a whole moose search investigation in the middle of the night, and it was a wild ride. Anyway, we're driving past a restaurant, and there are two big black bears in the trash in like the dumpster behind the restaurant. Okay,
Two BBBs.
two BBBs. And the guy walks out of the restaurant holding two big bags of garbage, and he's literally walking around the corner to the dumpster where there are two bears. And I was like, oh my god, someone has to warn this guy. He's literally walking up to two bears. He goes, he sees the bears, he drops the trash cans, he walks inside, he comes out with his stick, and he just runs out yelling and waving the stick. And the bears run away. I was like, that's the most gangster shit in the universe. It's like he's used to that.
Well, apparently, like, I don't know how true this is, but apparently if, like, a bear is charging at you, you apparently just have to stand there.
You have to make yourself look
around.
bigger. You have to, like, make yourself look big.
Yeah, you can't show fear because then it gets like that prey instinct that you are its prey. So, yeah, no, it's horrifying, man. Because they'll
like
run at you like a
than
truck.
done shit right there.
I know.
That's why I say I don't believe if you survive a bear attack. Like, I've been told, like, the moment it starts, like, as soon as a like, okay, if you think about it logically, right? Let's say we're out in the woods, okay? Bear's chasing us. We're all friends here, right?
Yeah.
I'll throw you guys down and run away. I swear to God, I'm not risking that.
My
shit.
dad always taught me this life advice when I was a kid. He said, if you and your friend are in the woods and a bear is chasing you, you don't have to run faster than the bear. You only have to run faster than your friend.
Exactly, 100%. 100%. That's all you have to do.
Yeah.
Listen, bears are scary motherfuckers, all right? Look, I love you guys, but I also love life a lot.
I wouldn't push him down, but I would try to outrun him.
Yeah, 100%. I would definitely get your fucking cardio game up, I guess. But yeah, it's like, think about it logistically. Like, if the thing is running at you, like, at that moment, you know, people ask you, it's like, what do you do? I'm like, just die. like
Yeah.
It's like, what are you going to do?
You say a silent prayer and say, thank you, God, at least it's not a man.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Because it's like, dude, and it's like the fucking thing about bears is like, it's like the weirdest like thing God has ever like kind of made in a way, because as like the cuter it gets, the more deadlier they become, right? Like I had this thing like I talked about with Jen. She's like, oh, the grizzly could destroy the polar bear. I'm like, let's not fucking call National Geographic into the equation here, okay? And grizzlies are nice and shit, but the polar bear would fucking squad wipe a fucking pack of grizzlies if given any chance. Like.
Just who would win, Superman or Goku?
Yeah, well,
grizzly bear or gorilla?
Well, like you look at just like polar bears, right? Like people share these cute photos of them, and I'm like, bitch, show the real fucking photos, and it's like all of them covered in fucking blood and shit, like looking around. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, show the real photo of this.
Dude, that's just because they're all in white. Okay, listen, if grizzly bears would be all in white, they would also be covered in blood. It's just the fact that the polar bear, like, it'll go and it'll eat a sea lion or whatever, and its whole fur is just red and matted.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. It's like
it's scary.
A grizzly goes out. What does a grizzly go out and eat? And fish from the sea? That's cute, dude. That's like something you see in a movie. you know what they don't show in a fucking movie? A fucking grizzly, like, a sea lion being fucking consumed. That's nasty.
Although, sea lions also, they'll bite your face off. I mean, this is a typical Florida man story, but there was a story of, I think it was a seal or a sea lion. I think it was a seal that ended up washed up on a beach in Florida. And a lady went to the seal to be like, oh, this poor seal washed up on the beach. And it bit her nose off.
Jesus Christ.
They're dangerous creatures. I mean, they look all cute on National Geographic.
Dude, what are these guys going to do when TikTok gets banned? When are we going to get what is going to replace it? What's going to be our content farm?
Oh, easy. It'll be
well, I guess
amazing digital circus.
Instagram Reels, I think.
You think it'll migrate over to Instagram?
Will it not? Because, like, isn't Instagram Reels just kind of like the Wild West right now? Like, I'm also noticing, like, I'm just seeing people die on Instagram Reels all the time now.
Wait, whoa. Dude, this is the thing about you. You were such a fucking, like, you have the greatest stories. You just don't know when to capitalize on them. We just talked about fucking veneer shit, and now you're bringing up death footage on Instagram.
Well, it happens all the time.
Wait, where?
Instagram's the new Wild West. Like, I think Instagram's like the worst scroller app right now.
Okay, first off, that's a new term I've heard.
Because I'll just be scrolling on Instagram because, like, I've kind of aligned my algorithm to feed me videos that are video worthy for my channel, and then sometimes there's just like
human tragedy,
a crane falling on someone, and I'm like, well.
Well, you can't really make a video on that one. That's good for the YouTube Shorts, though. Like, you could become one of those React boys and just be like, what?
Yeah, you could do the Jason Derulo. You could have like a fucking SoundCloud hitting up in the back while this dude's dying on camera.
You know, they call them green screen kids. Like, there's a whole terminology for them in the YouTube Shorts community. It's people that just basically just green screen themselves going in the corner while whatever
somebody's dying.
Someone's literally getting
fuck, bro.
With a sludge at the.
Dude, that's dude. Okay, all right. Look, I did not. Okay, I mean, I guess that's not surprising. But a crane, that's so morbid. It's like, so you watch enough of that content. Like, what does it turn your profile into? It's like, okay, Atozy's like an Instagram Reels account. That is just, we're just gonna give him pure unfiltered death. Like, just fucking straight from the body cam, people die. Like, what the fuck? But I guess it makes sense. It's like, that's what, I guess you're like scrolling down and looking through, and I guess that's all that it comes down to. It's like the algorithms and whatnot.
Because just try to find the most shocking thing. It's, I don't know, like, it would be like someone working, I don't know, at a restaurant that's not in the best area of town, scamming someone. And then, like, defending themselves for doing that. And then I'll, like, scroll, and then, like, a crane falls on someone. I'm like...
Listen, I didn't want to be here, but I am.
It'll give you, like, two kind of, like, normal things, and it'll be like, all right, here's death. It almost seems like you're getting, like, it's like a screamer or something showing up on your phone or whatever.
Oh, you know? Fully.
It's like, well, I guess I didn't expect to see that.
But yeah, so I feel like all that from TikTok's going to migrate over to Instagram. And then I noticed that as well because when I was doing research on the TikTok veneer stuff, so much of it was also on Instagram. So it's already working itself over.
Is it on YouTube Shorts?
Nothing on my research doc was a short, at least.
YouTube, I feel like they're... I know we all hate their moderation when it comes to moderating our content, but just in general, the fact that you don't have, like, this shit that Atozy is describing right now here, like, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's like, great.
YouTube seems to be good.
Because that's why I was wondering. I'm like, we get hit for, like, that's why, like, covering COVID stuff during the time or any conspiracy stuff, I'm like,
oh my gosh,
I don't want to get hit with, like, medical misinformation strikes.
I've gotten hit with a strike for medical misinformation on a COVID video, and I was making fun of conspiracy theories. Like, I don't know.
The same thing happened with Destiny, too. Like, Destiny was reacting
Destiny
to
was
video
banned on Twitch, right? That was what he was banned on Twitch for. I just got a strike. I was let off easy.
What was it? The first 6 weeks of COVID, like March into April, I think they were, like, you couldn't even say COVID on your video. It would just get demonetized on the spot. I remember that.
Yeah.
So like, you had like a bunch of YouTubers calling it like,
oh yeah, like
the Rona
medical situation ongoing.
The Rona. The Rona that's happening.
Oh no, the big coof is going on, boys. Yeah, dude. Well, like, the thing about, like, YouTube moderation is it's kind of super weird. It's like, I know channels that got banned for, like, what was it, questioning the election. And didn't they change that policy, like, a couple weeks ago? So it's like, man, any channel that got, like, that for doing this, it's like, well, I guess it's suddenly okay, you know? It's like, as much as, like, YouTube moderation can be cool at times, I feel like it's like two extremes. It's like either you're, like, dealing with a platform that's super heavy-handed, like YouTube, or it's like Instagram, where it's like, death footage is fine, but you show a little bit of ass and titty? Not on Facebook network. It's not happening here. The same thing with, like, what is it, like, even TikTok is kind of prudish against any form of adult nude content anyways. And then Twitter is, like, nowadays is just the fucking Wild West. Like, so the Twitter monetization, like, when I switched phones, I lost access to being monetized on Twitter. And I haven't...
What?
Well, like, because I got rid of my premium, and then I had to get re-premium again. And so, like, the payouts on Twitter are, like, so meaningless, even for, like, my account or any account. It's like, that I don't go through the hassle of, like, sending them tax information, because I'm like, for what, $20? $20? Out of here.
It's like my TikTok income. Man, I'm making, like, a $2 to $3 a month on a good day. Not on a good day, on a good month on TikTok.
Really?
And then the payout threshold is $100, so I've never gotten paid from TikTok.
Bro, it almost feels like YouTube is like the only good platform for like decently paying out a creator.
Hey, there's always Twitch taking 4 billion% of your income.
Yeah, there's that. And then there's
that's
also,
like community based. Like the Twitch ad revenue isn't good.
Can we just respect Kick for a second? Okay? Like, listen. I know that I'm a signed Kick streamer, but like they do pay me.
Oh.
Like they actually do
Kick,
pay.
Bro.
You
what
know?
Are you talking? I love. That's where you get to watch Vitaly in Flashbang. I don't get to see that shit.
It's the
on
newest
YouTube.
content farm.
I've never flashbanged anyone on Kick on purpose, ever, on purpose.
Maybe you should start doing it.
What are your thoughts on Johnny Somali suing all of us?
He's gonna sue us?
Yeah.
I don't know. He's like saying he's gonna do it.
Bro, I can't wait. I'm so excited for that. Anytime I hear the word lawsuit in me, I'm just excited. Like, I'm like, let's go.
You have a problem.
Go.
You have a problem.
Because I just at this point, like, I've been threatened so much. I'm like, I have a legal firm on retainer for this, and I'm like, and I'm just like, dude, at this moment in time, it's like I pay you guys so much. I actually kind of want to be sued. Like, I need that ROI. I need that return on fucking investment. You know? like at some point, I need to have something come. Like, it's like paying for like home insurance and shit like that. And it's like, man, sometimes I kind of wish for a fucking. When you look at your like rates,
don't
you're like,
say that, because if something does happen, this is gonna be on recording, and no one's gonna pay you anything. Okay?
No, never. I would never want my house to get burglarized or do any of that shit. All right.
He would never want a conflagration to happen on his premises that specifically starts from the air vent over his left bedroom.
Yeah, 100%. Never would like any of that shit. But it's like, dude, you pay so much for like insurance or any of this kind of shit where it's like, I got one fucking speeding ticket. I fucking hate speeding cops so fucking much. I fell for this scam. So much. So I was looking at how much I was paying for car insurance. $1,000 a month. That's my car insurance payment.
Wow.
$1,000 a month. Now, it kind of makes sense a little bit, but it's 25% higher than what it needs to be. So what is making my payment go 25% higher? Take a guess. I drove 30 plus in a zone once. Once in my life, I drove 30.
The school zone cops, those guys are the mess.
Not a school zone. Not a school zone.
Oh,
it was like a 30 in like a. So the way that they have this one main road is every road surrounding it is like 80, right? Every road is 80. This one stretch of road is 50. And they don't have a sign anywhere, okay?
Did they do this in Toronto too? This is something they do in Montreal all the time, and it's the most annoying thing in the world. Sometimes they put up new stop signs on streets, but since the big stop sign poles aren't actually erected yet, they take these little stop sign stands that they're about waist height. It's a stop sign on like a little stick, and they put it on the street so that you could see it. But the snowbanks on the sides of the road are literally higher than the stop signs. So you can never see them, nor do you expect them if they're a new stop sign. And then, 6 feet away from the stop sign, you have a police that happens to be sitting there having a coffee. Okay? And then, obviously, you don't see the stop sign. You just go by and it's over. Does that happen in Toronto?
That's exactly what cameras here in DC.
All right, dude.
There's a famous stop sign here in DC where if you just briefly roll it or don't stop in front of the perfect marker, it'll tag you for a ticket right away. And that stop sign's made over $1 million so far this year.
Dude, they have the same thing in Toronto. Okay, so by High Park, there's one traffic camera that I swear to God, if there's a statistic, it's responsible for 80% of the city's tickets. One camera is responsible. Dude, you know, okay, the reason I know this shit is because I came home one time and I checked my mail. Bro, they sent the fanciest speeding ticket to my house one time. Like, we're talking, they brought out the color printer. They had a high glossy image of the back of my car. You could read the license plate. You could see the back of my head through this. Okay, this is good high resolution this shit was. Okay, they were using some DSLR grade shit on me. There was no way my ass was going to court and fighting this with that good. That was evidence. So then you look through and it's like, where did I speed? It's like High Park or something. Like, it's kind of like our Central Park for us. So like, I'm on Google. I'm like, all right, let me look up High Park. Responsible for like 80% of all traffic incidents in the city. All speeding, all the income that the speeding cops make, it goes through that shit. I'm like, bro, that is the greatest police investment I've ever seen in my life. And like, I was thinking, man, maybe I fight this, but I'm like, I don't have the energy to go to downtown Toronto's court and deal with their bullshit. But this one speeding cop, right? He gives me a ticket, and I'm like, so I one of my favorite comedians, Chris Rock, he made the funniest thing, how not to get your ass beat at a traffic stop, right? Simplest rule in the world. Okay, shut the fuck up. That's the rule. Shut the fuck up and be nice. You know? 99% of the times you get your ass beaten by a cop is because you were mouthing off or you were being an asshole. So I want to just give you the preface. The cop pulls me over in my car, walks up to my thing, and I'm like, how's it going, officer? Oh, he's like, do you know why I pulled you over? I'm like, I know exactly why you pulled me over, officer. The speedometer was far above where it should have been. And he's like, absolutely right. Writes me a fucking ticket, and he's super nice. He's like, I want to write you down a little bit just so you don't get a stunt driving charge or some crazy shit. And I'm like, well, thank you. So my ass looks at the back of the ticket, and before I take off, I whip out my phone and pay the ticket, and I'm like, all right, well, that's done. I had a cop buddy of mine tell me you shouldn't have paid. You should have sent it over to like, he's like, you should have sent it over to one of those like ex-cop assholes. Yep. And would have gotten it fucking annulled.
Do you know how popular they are? They're everywhere, by the way. There's like a whole grift of like, You give us $20 and a stick of bubble gum, and we will fight your ticket for you. And like their whole business strategy is they will annoy the cops so much the cops will just drop the charges. Like that's literally the strategy. They don't care if you're right or wrong. It's like, do you need any photo evidence? And they're like, no.
No, dude. It's
so they just send like automated takedown requests, essentially.
Dude,
no,
they're like
they have to show up in court.
That found the best grift.
Yeah, literally.
It's literally like cop on cop violence in the courtroom. Like you go fucking hire a former cop to fight another cop who's currently an active sitting cop. You don't have to do shit.
And that guy is not going to court to fight over an $80 parking ticket. When he knows the guy he's going up against is just going to bring him back next Tuesday. Obviously.
And it's like the added benefit is you hire a cop, right? So it's like all the bullshit that this are gonna come up with. That's the same asshole. That's the guy.
This is the guy that trained you. He taught you everything you know.
Dude, my cop buddy of mine is like, bro, all you need to do is get one of those ex-cop assholes, and you are free. You don't need a lawyer or anything. You give him like $40, you are walking home free.
Yeah, because they walk into the courtroom to fight 100 tickets at one time.
Yeah.
So for them, it's a great deal, and no one wants to sit through that to fight them.
He's like, we'll just drop that fucking shit. But it was like one of those things. So I paid the ticket, and then it's like the fucking. So first off, like I called the insurance lady, okay, and it's like this is what I hate about insurance. No matter who you go to, it's like getting asked no matter what. You know, it's like you're getting the raw end of the deal. It's like airline companies. You know, people who are like, I prefer Delta to United. I'm like, what? Because they. A little less? You're getting in the ass one way or the other. Who gives a shit? It's a Boeing plane. You're going down anyways, okay?
Just don't blow any whistles.
Yeah. And the same with insurance companies. Like even for like business insurance, like, well, who you the least? That's like the only question. I'm like, who but the least out of it?
Yeah, who gives you the least terrible deal?
Dude, I guess the last thing we should end it on is like that Boeing conspiracy shit, dude.
That was crazy.
Another whistleblower dead?
10 more whistleblowers respawned.
Bro, I swear to God,
Man's getting paid overtime.
Dude, Agent 47, he's like the best fucking employee Boeing has right now, dude. He's like on this fucking mark. Like, goddamn. Dude, it's okay. So you know what? Okay, one whistleblower dying is already suspicious as. You know, like people are gonna ask. 2? Come on, like
it can't be a coincidence. Come on.
That's why when I'm in my Boeing video, I'm like, I had to start it off with, I'm like, yeah, government military defense contractor. Oh, and they also make civilian planes, by the way, too. Like,
but the funny thing is, like, do you know what the second whistleblower died of? You know how he died?
How did he die?
By an undiagnosable disease of the lung that the pulmonary doctors had no idea and have never seen before. His lungs were covered with like a goop, and the doctors didn't know, like, they've never seen that before in their life. So that's either poison or new disease just dropped.
That's horrifying.
So they gave him like an untested super Ebola from the fucking labs.
It's like you either die or become the Hulk. One of the two. We don't know.
What the fuck? That is, yeah, no, I, you know, it's like one of those things where it's like, man, it's already bad. People are looking at you as a shady company, but now it's like, there's just no going back, dude. You guys are and the thing is, like, the 10 people that have come out have basically said that, like, I guess the company's quality standards just literally don't even exist, like, at all.
Yeah, but when there's no voice that's gonna actually call you out on it without fear of, you know, Ebola-ing, you know, why not? Until someone dies, then no one cares.
Well, it's like, what is it, dude? I feel like you should just title this episode, "Where the is the federal government?" Bro, they're literally
we are the federal government.
Bro, they're releasing Ultra Ebola, and the FBI are still playing shit by the books. Yo, this is up. We're gonna spend our resources 24-hour pre-order doxing somebody in the criminal like in the cyberspace, but we're gonna let Super Ebola get away with it? That's fucked up. That's insane. That's like, this is an episode where you gotta have Keemstar on. Actually, you don't want to have Keemstar on, because
don't.
That guy is gonna get super conspiratorial.
No, he'd also get us all killed. Like, somehow along the way, he'll end up tapping into something a little too real and get all of us murked.
Yeah, it's wild. It's like, he is basically like our content, like our like YouTube community's Alex Jones.
I was about to make that analogy. Oh my
our
God.
Alex Jones. He's a wild guy when it comes to shit like that. But sometimes it's like Keem, and there's like two people in like the entire YouTube circle, like Sky Does Minecraft and Keemstar, that are up to me when it comes to that kind of shit.
What's he been doing?
Have you ever sat down with Sky Does Minecraft at 2 a.m?
No,
Okay.
I have.
I have. You know what he shows you? He shows you some of the most wild conspiracy maps that you've ever seen in your life, dude. Like, we are talking, I have this like JPEG. I have to dig it up on the old hard drive from a previous computer. It's like a mind map. It starts at like JFK getting assassinated, and it ends at like Lunar Conspiracy 342. And the thing about like Sky Does Minecraft is he believes it. Like, he really does. And he'll walk you through that entire map.
Well, so
and
I think he's more grounded now. I think.
Yeah.
Last time I've checked, like he's way more grounded now. He seems to be happy.
Yeah.
But,
he does
definitely way down the rabbit hole before.
He does the what is it?
Storyfire,
yeah, which they're trying to rebrand and everything with like Leon and those guys, which I wish them the best at.
Sky Does Minecraft is doing Storyfire now? No.
Yeah, he's chief operating officer of it.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Bro, why aren't they just letting that company die?
Dude, that company is the weirdest thing, bro. Go ahead.
Was it some guy named Deck Chair bought it for like 10 grand?
Yeah, Deck Chair. Well, apparently Deck Chair is like I think it's somebody else now, I think. I don't think it's Deck Chair anymore. So the way that it works, so Storyfire, they're turning into like this crypto NFT metaverse company, Web3
Patreon.
shit. Yeah. Which like, I don't know how it succeeds. I don't know what it comes down to. Those guys are really hopeful for it. And again, I wish them the best of it, but it's like that whole company in of itself is just a giant meme. Like Storyfire, after I finish this Keffel thing this weekend, Storyfire is like the next target for me because it's
really?
Like, yeah, dude, it's
dentists. Veneer technicians.
Well, veneer technicians I do in between. Storyfire is just a lot to cover. Storyfire is a lot for me to...
It started with like McJuggernuggets, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I remember that.
McJuggernuggets started this project. Go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, no, well, so, I'm just trying to remember it all. So they started Storyfire, and he was claiming that they had like way higher CPMs than YouTube, like originally, if I remember correctly. And that could just be for like a very small niche pool of creators with like, you know, getting not that many views, but I don't know. And then like somehow I guess they couldn't make the company profitable, so he tried to auction it off on Ethereum, and then some guy named Deck Chair ended up buying it. But I remember like being shocked because it went for like not a lot of ETH. Like it went for like 10 Ethereum if I remember correctly at the time.
Yeah. No, it was a poorly conceived. So the thing about it is Storyfire, it started off as like a story skit that he made, like an actual skit for his like angry like Psycho Dad series.
Okay.
Now, for anybody that doesn't know Psycho Dad was one of the most popular YouTube web series that existed, and if you were under the age of, well, if you were an embryo, you probably thought it was real at some point. If you were an adult, it was obviously all fake acting. The whole premise was this kid called Jesse wanted to become a YouTuber, but his dad was against it. And, you know, after several years of hijinks and like abuse that was cataloged on camera, right? Because his dad really was against the idea. The story ends with him shooting his dad in the chest and escaping to like Zurich.
Oh God.
Yeah, you got to see the last video. Psycho kid kills dad. Insane. Guy ends up like Breaking Bad. It's on YouTube. It's all like a skit. Like that's what it all pretty much is. So after he ended that, he had a period of years on his channel where he just was doing behind the scenes stuff and maybe a couple other series that were never really succeeding because they never had that same pull that the Psycho Dad stuff did. But during the Psycho Dad series, he released Storyfire, and back then it was an app where you literally were all writing stories together, so one person after the other. And towards the end of his Psycho Dad series, and a little bit after, he turned it into a video sharing website, but it was a video sharing website where you had to be invited to upload. And I believe you still do. I'm not so sure what the
I think anyone could upload there. It's just you need to be invited to be verified.
Yeah. So anyways, he releases this video sharing website and he dumps, by his own admission, somewhere around 3.5 to 4 million USD into the site. So literally just burning money away. Now, there's been some speculation that the website was hosted on Vimeo, which is a pretty popular video sharing service. And the plan that they had was literally going to bankrupt them. Like, to give you a metric, one assessment was if KSI uploaded a video onto Storyfire and it got like 1 million views, the whole website would have to shutter or something because they couldn't afford to pay the Vimeo tab, the corporate account tab was back-end hosting the videos on the website. So it was a giant mess. They had a brief period where like Keem and a bunch of other creators and like they're onboarding new talent, but obviously it didn't really go anywhere. They had a cryptocurrency known as Blaze, which I don't know can or can't be cashed out at this point. It was not.
What is it based on? Is it its own currency, or do they just make a Solana coin or ETH coin?
I think it was its own currency. I'm not sure. It might have been on a chain.
Interesting.
But yeah, that was a brief history of like in Storyfire. It was just a mess. And the thing about it too is when he was selling it, the problem is even internally, the discussions from what I know were all like, even the people that were closest to the job had no fucking idea that any of this was happening. Like they had no idea deck chair was like it was so unprofessionally handled that nobody was going to treat it seriously whatsoever. And that was Storyfire. It was like why
you
that
should have started an esports organization.
Yeah, and then what? Lose more money.
Another way to lose money. Let's go.
Yeah,
I mean, if you're trying to speedrun losing $4 million, an esports org is a good way to do it.
This is the thing with like a lot of these platforms, like Twitter, for instance, right? Like you think that would make a lot of money and whatnot. One of the problems that I always find, and I think this is why like a lot of these services can't make money, is that they always chase after people that have been banned on platforms. You know, like if Storyfire
but the thing
chases
is,
after,
how can you compete? You have to offer something that the other platforms aren't offering, right?
Yeah.
And
but the thing is,
that's not going to be eyeballs because the eyeballs are all on YouTube.
The thing is, if you have a less restrictive TOS, your advertisers are never going to show. That's the problem with like Twitter right now, dude. Like Twitter is in like a financial shit pit right now because nobody is going to fucking
awful.
Like Elon even complains about it too. Like people bitch about the payouts, and what does Elon say? He's like, bro, if you want to bring more advertisers, do so. And I'm like, but isn't that like your guys' job?
That's literally your job.
Like what the fuck?
So wait, if you get like 1 million views on Twitter, like what's the payout there?
So all right,
I remember you showed me, bro.
Me?
Oh God, you showed me you made like $100 on like 100 million impressions or something.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So my account will get like 1, 2, depending on like maybe 300 million impressions, depending on how it goes.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just give you the year metric. For the year on 2 billion impressions, how much do you think I made?
2 billion.
I'm gonna say $1,000.
I'm gonna say like $4,000.
I'm gonna say it was just around $2,000.
Okay. That's crazy.
Okay.
What the hell?
Interesting.
So I wanted you to become
really low
full-time
there.
Twitter users, right? Like that was the thing. He
Yeah.
said we're gonna
That
get
is
monetization.
It
You
was
could do
so-
Twitter full-time.
So it was funny because the reason we know that it was $2,000 was when I was doing my taxes this year, my accountant was like, "Who the f is this? Like, where's this random drip and drab coming in from?" And I'm like, "What?" She was like, "This is concerning, like, because she's like she's very much by the book. She's like, she wants to know where every buck is from." So I was racking my head the whole time because the way that it was listed on the spreadsheet when we ripped it from the
Right?
bank,
It says Stripe. It doesn't say.
it wasn't
Twitter.
Stripe. It literally looked like a crypto wallet. Like it literally
shit.
looked like a crypto wallet number. That's why I was racking my
It was
brain.
like X and then X for or
Yeah,
whatever.
it's like fucking some crazy number string or whatever. So I'm racking my head. I'm like, who the f is sending me like $200 or something? Like that doesn't make sense. 100, like sometimes 78. And then I'm like, and then I go onto like Twitter and I'm like, oh my god, it's Stripe. That's just Twitter paying me out. So we tabulated the numbers and like because we just needed to have like the fucking record of receipt that it was actually Twitter sending it to us and not like some errant party.
I mean,
or
you
something.
could just look at the analytics on Twitter.
Yeah, that's where I traced it down to because
That's
when
the
my head
boring
finally
way to
kicked
do
in. Yeah, I was like, what the f is? Because I was like, who? And then when we added it up, I'm like, man, for 2 billion impressions, they really underpaid. But then it makes sense because it's like, look at what Elon is like. Bro, Elon's literally like engaging with like the most. Like he brought back Nick Fuentes, and look, it's cool. Like if you want to bring back people from free speech, right? You can't have advertisers and free speech. You have to have one or the other. So I think he kind of gets
so
that now.
sad when you say it like that.
Well, I think he gets it now, right? It's like you're on a private platform. If somebody doesn't want to advertise, they don't have a right. They have a right to not have their shit shown. So, and that's kind of the thing. And I think Elon sort of gets it. So I think at this point he's like, well, f the advertisers. I think I'm just gonna like go to the free speech grift and keep this going as long as I reasonably can. And maybe he can keep it going for as long because he's one of the richest dudes on the planet, if not the richest guy. But at the same time,
I knew it was over. I saw Elon retweeting the quartering the other day, and I was like, oh
shit. Well, even with like Elon, it's like, and I think his like wealth can be very fluctuating. Like at the same time, Tesla's not looking the best at this moment right now. Like fucking, I don't know if you've been following them up recently, but it's like,
dude,
they
are one of the most overvalued stocks
They're like AI
I've
company
ever
now.
seen.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's inevitable that the dam will break and Tesla will crash, and it's so scary.
It's like, go ahead.
Their big thing now is the robots, the factory robots they're making. Is that what the?
I don't know about I don't know if that robot shit will even like okay, maybe it might do something going on further, but it's like in the field of artificial intelligence, it's like there is one company I think of that like is the dominant force by like the widest margin, and that's like Nvidia. Like those dudes.
Yeah.
Bro, imagine sitting at the Denny's that Nvidia was at years ago. This is a movie plot, right? Like Jensen Huang and those dudes sitting at the Denny's where they first founded Nvidia. And like there was a period where Nvidia was worth like what, $5 billion, and I think their biggest competitor was like 100 billion. Now Nvidia is like in the trillion. They're like up. They don't have competition anymore. Like in the graphics card sphere, it's like their only competition is like nothing to the table. Which, fun fact, by the way, AMD's CEO and Jensen Huang, CEO of Nvidia, I think they're actually like related. Like, I found this out recently too. Did you guys know that they were like, I think they're like cousins or some shit. Like they're actually like related in some capacity. But yeah, those guys are far ahead. But I don't know. Tesla's a weird thing. Elon's a weird guy. Twitter's in a weird space. Whole internet's weird.
I feel like over the course of my my time on the internet, I've never seen it this weird.
Yeah, I honestly, I've never seen fake.
Interesting to cover.
It's interesting. I'm not complaining. I'm just noting.
I can't wait to tell my dad about fake dentists on TikTok. You know, nothing's gonna piss, dude. He's gonna beat me for it. He's gonna whip my ass just for mentioning it. Nothing pisses him off. He's done medical school twice. If you told him that there's like people who are doing medical work unlicensed, bro, he's gonna lose his shit. He's gonna blow a vein. It's gonna be insane. But yeah, man, Atozy, thanks for coming on the podcast. You're always a delight to have, and absolutely look
wealth of knowledge.
It's always great to be here,
dude. I'm so blown away by like just the TikTok rabbit holes that you uncover. Like, yeah,
no, it's fun.
I'm still blown away by like the last episode we had you when we talked about the fucking TikTok psychic in the court, because sometimes you say shit and I'm like, I feel like you're getting by on my ability to not be able to Google this on the fly.
But then you Google it, you're like, holy shit.
He's not fucking around. But yeah, I want to thank Nux for being on. Oompa, obviously, he had some candy stuff to take care of. So again, I want to thank him in absentia. And of course, if you want to also check me out, ladies and gentlemen. Go check out Atozy's channel, Matt City, Nux Taku, me.
Matt.City. Thank you so much.
And have a good time, guys. We're out.